6 Fun and Cool Mac Terminal Commands to Try. The terminal is a handy utility that's commonly found on Unix-based computers, such as Linux and macOS. In it, you can type in commands to make your computer perform certain tasks. If you're familiar with Windows, it works a lot like the command prompt or PowerShell, while you might think of it as a serious component of your computer. There are fun things to do in the terminal. If you aren't familiar with terminal's interface, that's okay. Regardless of your experience level, you can use these cool terminal commands without much effort. macOS comes with GNU Emacs, a text editor that's part of the new operating system. You can access it via the terminal. By itself, the explanation might not mean a lot to you, but it does mean you're able to play a selection of retro games with a few simple inputs into terminal. If you need a short distraction, most of these games have a quick pace to them. This lets you get a few rounds in without much of a time investment. However, if you leave early on some of these games, your suddenly sassy AI partner might heckle you a bit. Select a game from terminal's list using the up-down keys, or enter its respective hotkey. The list of games is as follows. Just remember when selecting your game by hotkey to use the appropriate case, i.e., a capital T for Tetris, as some of them share hotkeys. In a surprising inclusion, you can watch Star Wars, Episode 4, A New Hope in ASCII art. If you feel like watching a sci-fi classic reimagined, just set aside some time. You'll need a live internet connection or this fun terminal command will fail. If you have an IPv6 address, a few scenes will be slightly different. It's an old joke that having an IPv6 address displays the movie in color. But that's not actually the case. Do you have a lot of time to spare but no one to spend it with? You could have terminal keeping you company during those quiet moments. You can type in any text you want after the say prompt and terminal will speak it out for you. As one of the simplest tricks to do, it's a cool terminal command to prank others with. If you like, you can even customize the voice by going to System Preferences greater than Accessibility greater than Speech and selecting your preferred speaker. If you had some fun getting terminal to talk to you during quiet times, there's another cool terminal command to try. This will allow you to engage in a more active therapy session. If your psychotherapist starts suggesting you need a break, try some light reading such as our Mac Terminal Commands cheat sheet. Our mega cheat sheet of Mac Terminal Commands provides a great reference for all the important commands you should know. While some of the other fun Mac Terminal commands are pretty silly, this one is actually useful. If you need a 3-day forecast of your local weather conditions, you don't even have to open your browser. Simply open Terminal and type in curl to bring up your local forecast. You'll instantly receive a breakdown of your morning, afternoon, evening, and night conditions, plus the current weather. As with the say prompt mentioned above, the simplest commands in Terminal make for great pranks. If you ever want to surprise anyone on their Mac, try taking advantage of the yes command. This makes Terminal spit out the same string over and over until you tell it to stop. Before you do this, you should know that the yes command utilizes a lot of your computer's CPU. It prints text so rapidly that the process consumes all available resources. Running multiple iterations of yes will each max out a core of the computer's CPU. So you must be careful with it. Thus, we recommend that you only use this prank when the owner will soon see it. You don't want their computer to run for hours at 100% CPU usage, which could eventually cause damage. After playing with these command lines a bit, you should realize that the terminal isn't as boring as you thought. And they aren't exclusive to macOS. Linux users should be able to access them without issue as well. For a lot more terminal command exploration, check out our beginner's guide to using the Mac terminal. The terminal app on Mac lets you accomplish all sorts of tasks using the command line. Here's a guide for terminal beginners. Text source, makeuseof.com.